And welcome to Saddleback Bobcat basketball on SportsNetUSA.net. Corey Neyland, Mark Pavlovich, live at Bobcat Gym as the final OEC contest, the final regular season game in the 3C2A. And here's your Bobcats host, the Orange Coast College Pirates. Bobcats come in 13-14, looking to even up their record mark at 14-14 overall, go to 5-9 in conference, and make the playoffs with a strong RPI. OCC looking to finish this season out 1-26, 0-13, a lot of injuries, a lot of hard-fought games, but just coming up short.
Well, Corey, it's been a tough season for Orange Coast, and you've played the game enough that once you get on a losing side of something, you keep waiting for that one flip of the switch from your players, your coaches, the game itself. It just hasn't happened for Orange Coast. Saddleback, which was interesting because we were talking to the referees earlier, you know the way I look at teams under 500, the way Ed Ford looks at teams under 500. But you said this Saddleback team is one of those teams that you need to watch out for in the playoffs because you said this is the type of team that could disrail or derail a team that would have playoff aspirations, at least, not necessarily the top 10, but say 10 down if they play somebody that they could actually knock them out of the playoffs.
I'm talking about 10 up too. I mean, this is This is a team that can get hot and beat really anybody.
Okay.
Once they get to the playoffs because they've done it in previous seasons, as we'll get to the starting lineup. As Orange Coast, Chris Obiajulu, the team's leading scorer, King Peterson, will get the start as well. Jay Fromm, Zach Moloian, and Collins Udengwu get the start for Orange Coast. And for Saddleback jumping center will be Malachi Ayers, and he controls the tap, and OCC has the start. And that is King Peterson up top, down low. No good by Udengwu. And they're going to call a reach-in foul on Udengwu for the first team foul. As Saddleback will start David Moon. One guard wearing 0 in that white. Number 1 is Jaden Rockman. You saw number 2, Malachi Ayers. Number 10, the team's leading scorer and rebounder on the floor. He's going to be an all-conference performer, Charlie Stallings. And Mark Richner. He rounds out at 6'3" guard for San Juan Capistrano. San Juan Hills High School, there's a quick turnover. OCC with the ball. No player, I believe, on their roster over 6'3". 6'3" is their tallest player. And if you can see their bench on the right side of the floor, they've got much taller players there. But again, injuries and hard luck, and that is missed by Jay Fromm on the finger roll. Just started here at Bobcat Gym. Stalling, kick out, Richner for 3, lines it up in perfect. 4-3, and that's the first bucket. He's a strong player, and one of those players, Mark, that can really do damage if they get into the playoffs.
Well, isn't his first name Mark? Doesn't that tell you something? Yeah, it was nice. We got to talk to him before the game. He was looking forward to this game, and I think this Saddleback team is the type of team, Corey, that today you want to sharpen your skills for whom you may play in the playoffs.
And there's a shot clock violation. So turnover by the Pirates. And I will say the one of the things that Orange Coast has for them, Mark, best uniforms in the OEC.
Well, you like that orange, don't you?
Favorite color right there. On the inbound, Ayers to Moon. Man-to-man pressure. Almost kind of token, and Peterson guarding Moon with the right-handed dribble you see there on the floor. On this near side, Ayers cuts up to the sweet spot, has it go off his foot. Raggedy start in the first minute and 39 seconds of this ball game.
Do you buy into the whole concept that depending on who you're playing against, Corey, that's how your game is played? I mean, how many times have you heard that? Oh, they're playing down to their competition. I just sort of look at that as a fallacy.
Well, that's not everyone. That's just certain teams.
Okay.
Saddleback actually, this season, they have played up to their competition in some games, and we'll see if they play down. And there's a sweet baseline cut by Zach Maloyan, 4-2. (3-2) is your score. 17:55 to play. Richner has the only bucket. Ayers underneath. Easy bucket, undercut for 2. Heads to the line for a 3-point opportunity.
Good ball movement from Saddleback, and that's the thing that you need to see as you get ready for the playoffs, because you're going to play against teams like Mount Sac. You're going to play against Fullerton along the way. You're going to hit Cerritos along the way that are going to be good defensive teams. And when you do, you need to have ball movement to be able to get that open shot.
And it'll be interesting. We'll talk if they really have a chance to get, or really going to the playoffs. They've got a chance. It's not guaranteed, as Richner comes up with the steal for Moon. That's one of the troubles OCC has had this season, is turning the ball over. And there's another turnover by the Bobcats. So, Mark, the first 3 minutes, they're coming up to your
level.
Yeah, they're playing to the level of the competition right now. As Michael Bickle checks in, 6'5", 170 out of Laguna Hills High School. He wears number 24, and also in for David Moon, he is number 4, Abi Acharya out of Beckman High School. History major at Saddleback right now. Saddleback man-to-man on D. As you see, Orange Coast moving right to left. Dumps down low to Obiajulu. Working against Ayers. Ayers a good defender. Kick out for 3, short. Didn't get the bounce. Was Fromm. 6-2 early is your score. Down low to Stallings. Bickle on the cut. Baseline doing work. 8-2.
And again, it's the ball movement and moving without the ball that Saddleback is succeeding at right now.
Good help by Stallings. Picked up. Missed by Odingwu. Bickle in the lane. Kick out. Acharya for 2. Now that's 3. Acharya, his first bucket. He averages Mark 0.5 points per game. He's got 3, well over his average, and a pretty jumper. Nice stroke by Jay Fromm. (11-4) early. Mismatch underneath. Stallings has a strip. Rough play underneath. Last touch in orange. Bobcat ball. Stallings looking at his arm, saying, I was fouled a little bit. No blood, no harm, no foul. As wholesale substitutions are in for Orange Coast. We'll get that in just a moment when they're going back on offense. Richner will inbound. Down low, Stallings. Stolen away by Cash Morgan. Up quickly. That is Logan Barbie. Back to Aiden Gonzalez, who's wearing number 3 in orange. Excuse me, that's Adrian Gonzalez. Misses the 3. 15:27 to play. Just started here in the first half of play at Bobcat Gym. Cut down low. He had 2 opportunities. Richner takes the bucket. He intercepted the pass intended for Ayers. Well, intended for both of them. 13-4. Cass Hampton. Pass to Jaden Bowd. To Gonzalez. Gonzalez at Santa Ana. Godinez High School product. Step back by Barbie. Decides to use the bounce. Can't convert. Last touched. Knocked out of bounds by Morgan. No, they say last touched by Acharya.
What we're seeing so far, too, Corey, is the fact that Saddleback is not allowing Orange Coast, the Pirates have multiple shots at the basket. I think this is the first opportunity. They've actually got a second opportunity on missing their first shot.
On the inbound will be Fromm. Working all the way down the lane, uses the bounce, can't make the basket. Underneath on a nice drive by Maloyan. And that's simply been the type of season the Pirates have had. Stallings underneath, too easy, misses the chippy. Obiajulu. On the season, he's the team's leading scorer, averaging 14.8. We'll give him 15. And 5 rebounds leads the way as well. There's Bodford, deep three, front rim off. Going to be a holding foul on Acharya.
And again, we watch Orange Coast use the high weave, Corey, and every time they use the high weave, you've often told me that, hey, when you make the 5 weave, you've got to head towards the basket, not away from the basket. They veer away from the basket and make their shots more difficult.
Ball on the inbound with 17 to shoot. It's a fresh, reset of the shot clock, give them 20 after the foul. Second team foul by Saddleback. Fromm in the lane, kick out, 3 attempt. Maloyan misses. Picked up by Richner, and here's Acharya.
My buddy Mark is looking good today.
He's got 5 points early on. Bickle pushes off, kick out. Is he 2 for 2 from 3? In and out, no. 13:32 to play first half. Fromm working, good athlete out there into the key, brings it out to Morgan. Morgan, Maloyan in the lane. That's their 3rd turnover. And here is Monterey, gets it back on a give and go and misses another layup. Layup is missed, that's 2 by the Bobcats. Stallings missed 1, and there's Monterey. We'll set the lineups and reset the lineups in just a moment. Baud, turn around, tough fall away.
Little contact in the backcourt, so we're going to get a foul on that, Corey. But the one thing that's interesting is I'm watching this game, it makes me go back to all the games we've done together. My partner to my left, who has played the game a lot and knows about the game, will always hear me say, fundamentals, Corey, fundamentals. You watch these two teams and you say, okay, the simplest could have you scoring those baskets. Just get it to the basket, lay it in. Don't worry about contact. Make the basket. If you get contact, you might get the call.
Free throw line back rimmed by Stallings. Here's Fromm. He's got 2 points, no pull-up. Has the lane on the left side to bounce, and he misses his 2nd layup of the ball game. Use that left, young man. Put it off the glass. 7-point lead for the Bobcats.
There's that fundamental from the left to me by Corey Neyland.
Moon hounded by Morgan. With Stallings with the rock now. Simon trying to post up. He does on the far side. And there is a travel, the 7 calls. As we were talking about that earlier, Mark, when is the travel? How is it called? When do you see it? What is it now?
Yeah, you had that first step explained to you. I was talking to the other referee. What were they talking about on that first step?
It's getting streamlined, Mark. It's not like it used to be back in the old days. That travel call with the gather, he lifted both. Morgan, corner 3, and that's why they got him. Long rebound chased down by Fromm. Bade working one more time. Kick out to Fromm for 3. Set his feet. He's got 5. And there's a timeout taken. And it's 13-9. Saddleback with the lead. This is Bobcat basketball on SportsNetUSA.net.
You know, Corey, I've got to ask you because I know you've been watching. For those of you that don't know, he doesn't have a life. Watches a lot of 3C 2A basketball. When you talk about Saddleback surprising a better team, though, I mean, I always find that sort of funny because how do you surprise anybody in this league?
Well, if you get into the playoffs, if they do get to the playoffs, there's a chance for teams like Saddleback to make a statement. They're 5-9 if they win this ball game today in conference. They're 14-14 overall, but they played a tough schedule. So that tough schedule seemingly or supposedly gets you ready for tough games in playoffs or battling down a stretch in conference games to surprise a couple people, because some teams will look at and some players will look at record and not skill. So out of the timeout taken by OCC, they'll come back out with Bade, Morgan, Obiajulu, Barbie, and Fromm, who hit that last three. The Bobcats in white with the ball will combat with Simon, Monarek, Richner double teamed on the near side here, and there's going to be a timeout or reach in. You're going to have a reach in on Cash Morgan. Second personal, fifth team foul. Acharya in the backcourt wearing number 4. Jaden Rockman will inbound the ball. And as we said, 11 is Richner in white for the Bobcats. Simon wearing 22. And Jack Monarek wearing number 5. He's alone in the corner, down low at the box. They miss him. Richner, his second three, is up and in.
And again, Corey, you know, the thing that drives me nuts all the time is that forearm push-off that most offensive players have in their game nowadays. I should have asked the referees, why don't you call that?
Because it's always been there. Fromm, strong move down the lane. He leads the way with 7 for the Pirates. That second three by Richner, that gives him 8 points. 2 for 3 from three-point land. Nice pick off by Obiajulu. And they're bumped body to body. Logan Barbie did a nice job of driving that lane on the pass mark, initiating contact, and he'll head to the line for 2.
Well, what he did there, which you always bring up, is go and make the basket. If the contact happens, don't look for the contact, because then you won't have that opportunity for the three-point play.
Barbie connects on the first. Logan puts up 6 points a game, 2.5 rebounds a contest. Went to Northwood High School. 36 minutes he averages per ball game.
So Fullerton sitting on top of the OEC. They look like that juggernaut again, Mr. Neyland. I know we'll talk about that at halftime.
4-point lead. Bobcats have it. 2-1-2 matching up out of the zone is Orange Coast. Richner, Simon with 8, stolen by Bade. One-on-one with Ayers on the left side, blocked by Ayers. Good defense. He averages almost 1 a game. Let's just give him 1 at 0.9 a game. Outstanding athlete from Spartansburg, South Carolina. Richner feeling it tonight. 3 for 4 from 3.
Well, when you need, meet your name and see yourself from the future out in the parking lot, you just want to make sure that, you remember how well you played. Actually, that could be me shooting right now.
11 points for the other Mark, the shooter. And there's a foul. And there's a foul on Rockman. And the always demonstrative head coach for Saddleback, Jeff Oliver, trying to ignite that fire in his team.
You know what I like about Jeff? He's actually louder than me, which is really nice.
Yet to be seen. Here's Bade. He's got 2 points already. 9:34 to play in the first half. Sorry about that time. Been a minute. Turnaround jumper again. In and out. In, out, back in again. He's got 4. And it's a 4-point lead for Saddleback. Person-to-person defense. Christopher Williams now checks in the ball game, the team's leading assist person. Williams, Richner, two-man game up top. Felt too good on that one, hit the top of the backboard, hit the shot clock, and that's out of bounds. Richner knew he was coming. Knew he was coming out, so he shot it. He was trying to go 4 for 5. Checks out with 11 points in this first half. He checks out for Dylan Gomez. Gomez wearing number 15, UCLA high post up top. Bade sets that screen and moves. Obiajulu from hesitation. And there's a steal by Williams. Telegraph one-on-one, up and over, blocked by Obiajulu. Christopher Williams tried to get smooth with it, paid the price. Adrian Gonzalez, deep three. Off the rim, and it's 19-15. That pace, I'm not going to say it's hectic, Mark, just hasn't found any rhythm. And Saddleback has a 4-point lead. Should be a 6-point lead here, and it is. Charlie Stallings, 17 and 7 a game.
Hey, Corey, it's not that they're not good teams, but last game of the season, their season for Orange Coast is basically over. You can see why that happens, and yet Orange Coast is playing spectacular basketball tonight against Saddleback.
And on a penetration, Bade has his 6th point, working on Stallings. Stallings didn't move his feet, gave up the lane. And again, it's 21-17. Orange Coast has been in many games of the first half this season. Head coach is Steve Spencer, been there since 2001. Front rims. Still a 4-point lead for the Bobcats. Rockman straightaway three. That rims out. Stallings gets another rebound. He can't convert on the ground. King Peterson comes away with the rock. Bickle will check in at the next dead ball for Saddleback. 7:21 to play. Backdoor pass. Peterson, Obiajulu not connected.
That just didn't come up off the floor. And this is the thing, every once in a while, you watch a ball skid on the floor, and when it does, it doesn't get that natural bounce to come up to the individual.
Stallings once more. He's got the advantage. Good curl by Ayers. And it's a foul on Obiajulu. Got him on the elbow on the shot. It's going to be the 6th team foul.
And there has not been a lot of whistles in this game. Usually when you see two teams like this playing each other, you might say, oh my goodness, is this going to be going to the stripe? That says a lot for the 3 referees that are on the floor that are so competent when it comes to refereeing a game. This is why you like to come out and watch community college basketball. The referees are exemplary calling a game.
Malachi goes 1 for 2. So a 72% free throw shooter, 1 for 2. Increases the lead to 5 at 22-17. Fromm was had a strong first half. Spin, whirling dervish, misses from 12. Gomez, Williams, back to Gomez. Good looking 3. Long, up top, chases it down. Gomez has it. Peterson the other way. Leaves it for Bade. Spins in the lane underneath. Another bucket. He's approaching a double-digit game. He's got 8 thus far.
Hey, I'd love to see that spin again because my old eyes deceive me. I thought he took an extra step on that spin.
Cross check. Foul on Peterson. That's 6. Now it's the 6th team foul. So no 1-and-1 yet.
I'm sure you'll get a hug next time you see the referees. They're going to come back and tell me, no, we didn't miss it. You need to come watch footage with us, old guy.
You know, they got to be right. What is they said, 85% of the time, 85 and 90% of the time, you got to be right.
When they take all the tests and the quizzes, and if you skip on your quizzes, postseason is done for you. Can you imagine that with a 145 student? Skip a quiz, your season is done. Thank goodness you're not grading the referees, Mr. Neyland.
Gomez thought about the three, dumps down low. Stallings underneath, bodied hard by Fromm, and he just loses focus as it bounces it off his foot. 6:13 to play first half, and it's a 3-point lead for the Bobcats. Pirates can tie with a 3. Fromm's been looking tough in the first half as well. He's got 7. There's the team's leading scorer in the first half. Working with the left, kick out. In for the first time is Cass Hampton. Maloian has a bucket. He uses it with 6 to shoot. Fromm with the bounce, kick out Maloian. No, excuse me, that's Hampton. Cass ties it up at 22. So 5:38 in the first half. Bickle. Williams says, I got this from 3. He does not. Rebound Stallings, handheld, comes away with it anyway, but he's fouled on the up. A little frustration there. Letting that aggression yell out. Charlie Stallings, 63% from the line. Along with his 17 points a game, he gets a steal. He gets an assist a game.
But you brought up that Orange Coast plays this way, Corey, right? They stay in the game in the first half and then fade, would you say?
Yeah, they don't have the numbers.
Okay.
As we said, their tallest player is 6'3". Stallings himself goes 6'7". But again, it's been a work in progress the whole season for the Pirates and a 1-point lead for the Bobcats with 5:26 to play. First half at Bobcat Gym. And the Bobcats flag football team is playing also on SportsNetUSA.net right now. Almost over in the championship game of their tournament against Cyprus, another OEC competitor. Fromm and Peterson playing catch up top with 10 to shoot. Fromm on Stallings, uses the bounce in the lane with the right, and that's pretty. He's got 9. Tied at 24. Richners already has 3 threes in the game. Reach in foul, and that's all Fromm can do on the post up on the block.
But Corey, you've got to play defense enough where you don't let the guy work his way down there. You've got to get a body in front of him. You've got to take those lower hips and give him a little whack now and then and push him out of there instead of letting him dictate what he wants to do down low.
Fromm goes 6'2", Stallings 6'7". A skilled player out there who misses the front end of a 1-and-1.
6'7", never bothered me.
That's because you cheat. And again, there is something to be said about that. And here's Obiajulu working against Stallings, kick out. Maloian for 3, and that rims out. So 24-24 is the score with 4:15 to play in the first half. Backdoor cut, Simon underneath. He's got 2. Sophomore from San Juan Hills High School. (26-24) at halftime. We'll get into some stats and underneath. Back out, Obiajulu gives them their first lead of the game. At 27-26, the Pirates have come to play in the final game of the OEC season. Bickle working, Simon backdoor blocked that time by Hampton, foul by Hampton on the putback.
You watch Simon when he was making his move, Corey, coming down the baseline, tried to get a timing step in there. When he tried to get the timing step, I think that throws him off when the ball comes up to him. There, he didn't feel like he got it in his normal stride when he was going to the basket.
Psychology major on his bio, gets his 3rd point. Transfer from Chapman University, misses the 2nd.
You could have said Chapman High. That's okay. I would have accepted that.
Udingwu working, bodied up. Gonzalez. Obiajulu. Only player in double figures on average, Cash Morgan here, working against Moon in the lane from 8. That sweet spot, not so sweet. Ayers with the strong rebound, 3 minutes to go. We're in the first half, tied at 27, and Moon picked up his dribble. And Mark, if you'd have to call the first half, here's Ayers underneath for 2. Nice delivery by Bickle. We would have to say spasticity is the word of the first half. A lot of unexpected kicks, a lot of unexpected turnovers, and just nothing really smooth about it. 2:22 to play. First half, Obiajulu hit the 3 the last time, uses the bounce this time, and gets fouled on the drive, Mark. Simon picks up the foul, and Chris heads to the line. He's 6'3". Tracy, Kimball High School. 15 points, 5 rebounds, shoots 47% from the field. Give him 1.5 assists and 1.5 rebounds, or excuse me, not rebounds, but steals a ball game. And Mark, we mentioned the officials for tonight, for today's ball game, as he makes the first. 7, Savannah Zizian, Aresa Jimenez, and Ayub Burhanu. The 3 on the floor. And Obiajulu ties it at 29. OCC averages 64 points a game. They give up, Mark, 86. Richner is now 3 for 6 from 3. 74 points a game, Saddleback averages. They give up 74, hence their record almost 500. Gonzalez with the 25-foot 3. Problem is, he shot at 24 feet, 140 in the first. Simon calls, he goes, poked away. Last touch by a Pirate. Okay, so
did we
Mark,
get a foul on that one, Corey?
They don't get the poke away, they get a foul on the arm. So Obiajulu picks up his 3rd personal, I believe. And Jacob Simon back to the line for 2 shots. He was 1 for 2 earlier. Now he's 2 for 3. So it's 30 to 29, 31 to 29. As he picks up his 5th point. 90 seconds in the first half. Don't forget, it's a doubleheader. The women playing tonight against OCC as well. And Fromm, he's in double figures, Mark. He's got 11, leading both teams in scoring. And there's that travel. David Moon rushed as he started the dribble.
Well, you saw the pressure come up by all the orange uniforms. So they're coming up high. They're using basically a 3-man trap. So what you're doing is the ball goes into the corner. You get one that cuts off the cross-court pass, one that gets the baseline pass, and then one basically going one-on-one against the defender. It's like getting boxed in on a freeway.
Fromm, he's feeling it, not that time. Rushed it just a little bit, had more time on the shot clock. Bickle all the way, leaves it for Ayers. Too much passing, kicks out to Simon for an open three. And Simon bails him out. He's got 8. 33 seconds and counting. Kick out to Morgan. Gonzalez not shy. And he's 0 for 4. 18 shot clock is off. Simon hit the last 3 to give them a 3-point lead. Let's see with 9. Moon, too much dribble, forced up a shot and gets bailed out on a bad possession. He makes it work as that does not go. And at the half, it's 36-31. Saddleback with the lead. This is Bobcat basketball on SportsNetUSA.net. Corey Neyland and Mark Pavlovich enjoying our time here in the lovely OEC, always the toughest conference or one of the toughest conferences, depending of which area you're in and which arguments you want to take.
And if it's Corey Neyland talking about it, you'll hear a lot of love in Southern California. When you look at the OEC, Corey, it's Fullerton. We already talked about how good they are. Santiago Canyon, 4 games behind them, but 19-7. Riverside 16-10, 8-4 in conference, and then it drops off the edge. I mean, Cypress, Coach Al Haddop has them playing at 500. I'm getting the grin from Corey Neyland now, people, because I said it dropped off the edge. 15-11. All right, tell me why I'm wrong, because I think it drops off the edge. I like the top 3, but then I sort of go, I don't know. I mean, you know, if I go down and look at San Diego City, they're 21-5. We saw them play against Fullerton. They're 14-0 in conference. Southwestern 10-4, but they're 14-12. It drops off when I look at this. Okay, go ahead. Tell me. I heard the sigh through the microphone. Come on.
So you're saying dropped off.
I'm saying it dropped off. I didn't say they were bad, but it drops off.
The records drop off.
Yeah, I mean, Riverside's 8-4 in conference. Santiago Canyon's 8-4. That's nice. But then Cypress is 6-6. Santa Ana's 5-7, 19-7. I know you're going to tell me Santa Ana's got a chance. When we look right now, Santiago, Riverside, Saddleback, they're ranked higher than Santa Ana is in RPI.
Yes. That's because you know RPI.
So, I mean,
RPI
Santa Ana with a better
losses.
record won't get in, but they could.
No, they're getting in.
Okay.
No, Santa Ana's getting in with a 19-8 overall record. And it's interesting. We went down the list of who's making it and who could be making it. So we did our own. And this is probably not going to happen, but we like to speculate on what could happen in the 3C2A. And if you look at OCC, Fullerton, Santiago Canyon, Riverside, Cypress, and Santa Ana. Well, the for sure's are Fullerton, Santiago Canyon, Riverside, and Cypress. Those are the for sure. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 teams.
Okay.
In the Inland Empire, Saddleback Valley, Mount San Jacinto. Okay, there's 6.
There's 6, yeah.
PCAC, San Diego City.
Maybe Southwestern and Palomar?
San Diego City's definitely getting in. And probably Southwestern and Palomar are getting in too, so there's 9. Mount Sac is getting in from the South Coast North.
East LA.
East LA is getting in, so there's 11. LA Trade Tech is probably going to get in, so there's 12.
So you're gonna let them in, LA Trade Tech,
Well,
or you think they're going to?
They're probably, so we'll stay at 11.
Okay.
Cerritos is getting in the South Coast South. Southwest is getting in.
El Camino, do
No.
they get in? No.
No.
Okay, why does El Camino not get in? They're 500. We have other teams from the OEC that are 500 that don't have the record.
Because we take the eye test as well. We take that schedule that they played in that non-conference game. Santa Ana's a better team. Those are the for sure. So we're like at 13. Citrus,
You're going to discount Allen Hancock?
for sure. Moore Park and Ventura getting in. Citrus, well, we have 14. West LA
Yeah.
at 15. So that leaves 9 more teams to get in.
Okay.
And you look at those 9 teams, Allen Hancock, and you look at the divisions and the conferences. Allen Hancock is 9-3, 20-8, so they're going to get in. So they're 16. I will take Sacramento. I will take Santa Ana and IVC over Bakersfield. I would take them over Antelope Valley. I would take them over El Camino, San Diego Miramar. Copper Mountain's going to get in, and Chaffee's going to get in because Chaffee has a track record. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams at least getting in from the OEC, Mark.
Okay, so San Diego Miramar, you discounted. Why'd you discount them? Just because of whom they played in their record? Is that why?
Yeah.
Okay.
You like this? You like conference, right?
Yeah.
So that conference is not as good as the OEC because there's a little bias there too as well.
Okay.
We're not.
All
And
right.
as we sit at the half, as Saddleback has a 5-point lead, 36-31 over OCC. And if you had to rank them on what the seeds would be, Fullerton gets the number 1 seed though.
Yeah, well, they're number 1 in the state right now.
Okay. And I still don't understand that, but they get the number 1 seed. The number 2 seed, if you're going to base things on championships and whatever, you know, what's been happening, San Francisco's done nothing to diswarrant their number 1. So number 2 seed would be Citrus. My 3 would be Cerritos. The 4 seed would be Ventura, even though that's a stretch for Ventura, but they won their conference. You can switch that in with Mount Sac winning their conference at the 5.
Let me correct my statement. Right now, San Francisco is number 1
Okay.
in the RPI. They're sitting at number 1, and they're at 0.690. Fullerton is 0.680. Fullerton and San Francisco are both 26-1 overall, and they're both 13-1 in conference. So their records are identical. The only reason San Francisco is ranked above is because they're saying they played somebody that might have been a little harder. You might as well just say 1 and 1A when you talk
could.
about those two.
And San Diego City is going to be 6. Well, if it were me, this is San Bernardino 7, and the top 8 would be West LA. And that's a stretch for West LA because I did this a few days ago. That was before they lost. So all those teams would definitely have a home game. 9 would be Santiago Canyon. Riverside would be 11. Mount San Jacinto would be 10. And ELAC would be 12.
So ELAC would have a home game,
The ELAC would have a home game.
which would be on sportsnetusa.net with Albert Robles if that comes to fruition.
Yeah, and that's just in the South how we can see some things. And you just look at it, and it's going to be an interesting playoff team because somebody's getting upset.
And I've got to ask you, Corey, because I mean I really did. I sort of looked at. I watched. Because in talking to you, I watched some of the men's games. We have powerhouses, and then there's everybody else. I mean, you earlier conceded to me it's going to be Fullerton and San Francisco in the championship game. We were just having a general conversation. Yeah.
Is I'd be surprised if they're not in the championship game or at least in the Final Four. Because those are the 2 best teams that we've seen this season.
Okay.
Other teams are good and have been good, but the best team, those are the 2 best teams. And
you took San Francisco, too, when we were talking about that. You said San Francisco would probably beat – oh, you did?
no, I didn't.
Oh. He did, Perry Webster, but he won't admit it. Okay.
We were talking about rankings.
Yeah,
on who
we
would
were talking about rankings.
About
yes.
who would be
Yeah.
number 1. And that's where I said San Francisco would be number
Yes, you
1
did.
because, yeah. But who wins? That's going to be something that has to be proven on the court. Because up north, you're looking at the top teams at San Francisco. You're looking at Santa Rosa. You have San Jose, City College, Columbia, Las Positas. City College in San Francisco is on another level up there, but one couple of the teams that could get hot could pose a threat to the hierarchy and who's going to actually get there. But yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna switch things on you for just a second because I know I didn't get to watch a lot of the games, and we always like to have this. I didn't do it this year. Corey did. Who are some of your top players in the OEC, since we've given a lot of love to that OEC conference this season? If you had an OEC team, if for some reason you picked one, who may you have on the OAC team?
So it's interesting because I gave a lot of love to Fullerton because I couldn't decide because they're so balanced. There's 4 or 5 players that could be on an OEC, all OEC team. So somebody's going to get a little upset because you start with Yoda Aki, who could be the player of the year in the OEC. Braden Smith, Trey Thompson, and Donovan Pitts, Jakari Miles.
Chikari plays well.
All of those could be an all OEC team. From Saddleback, it's interesting because Charlie Stallings is definitely going to be on the team. Definite first teamer with his numbers and the way he's played. Christopher Williams could be a second team performer if you strictly look at numbers and one of the assist leaders in conference. Chris Obiajulu, all conference as well because he's really been the focal point for the Pirates here. Second place, Santiago Canyon, Jacob DeArmas, Ryan Weber, Paris Lassiter. Those are the players that came up, even though some of the numbers might be a little bit less than another team players on the team. You just look at what they've done this season.
Coach Al Haddif have anybody on your team?
I gotta.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
We're
okay,
going down.
I'll get out of the way. Out of the way.
Cypress has Michael Wright, who could be the player of the year. And here's how it works. If their record was better in conference, Michael Wright would be 1 or 2 options for player of the year in conference for what he's done because most of the year he's led the conference in scoring and rebounding. And then you take your pick between Jack Rivera and Zach Moritz, who would make the all-conference team. Both of those guys would be second-team performers. Wright would be a first-team performer. Santa Ana, they're guard heavy. So you've got Christian Jimenez and Aaron DeSantiago. You got an assist guy, you got a scoring guy. That's not even mentioning Cameron Swiss, who I didn't put on the team on the list because you can't just have everybody.
Well, you can.
Well, you can, but what's fun is that? Got to have some conversation between the people.
I was going to say you got to leave somebody off so we can go. Why not?
Riverside would have Colin Murphy and P.J. Pounds, and you'd like to get at least 2 from each team. OCC only had 1, and Irvine Valley, Matt Moores, and Ahmad Alhamori would be the 2 players you'd pick from Irvine Valley. If it was me picking, there are a couple other players that would be recognized or could be recognized in all conference. But that's simply the list on the men's side that if we were picking, I'd be okay with that.
Okay, so here's something that Corey and I have talked about for years. The North and the South putting together 2 all-star teams and going outside the state and play other teams. Corey, when you look at the players you've got in the OEC, would you take that as an all-star team to play teams from outside the state of California, the ones that you picked? Would you say, yeah, I'd take that team?
Yeah, you take that team, but also that's just all conference. Are they the best players in the conference?
See, that's where I'm trying to get to.
Couple of them are.
Corey, could you sneak
but
old
see,
bastard?
again, there's 2 things. That's 2 separate conversations, though.
Okay.
I mean, you're having 2 separate conversations and trying to get everybody in trouble. And speaking of trouble, Saddleback only a 5-point lead over OCC in the final contest in the OEC. They're trying to move the 500 on the season, which would benefit them greatly to make the playoffs under Jeff Oliver. 5-9 would improve them. 3-time champions in the state, 02, 2010, and 2015. And speaking of other teams in the SoCal, we look at the scoreboard. In the first half, West LA over Santa Monica, 44-33. Cerritos over Long Beach, 36-25. Fullerton over Irvine Valley, 36-26 in the first half. Bakersfield and Canyon's an interesting one between those two teams because Bakersfield, I had them at number 26.
They lose.
But only 24 teams make it.
Right.
I had Canyons at 20.
Yeah.
Making it, so really that could flip.
If Bakersfield loses, they should be out. Just like if Saddleback loses tonight, they probably won't make it, right?
They probably no.
Okay.
No.
You still got them in?
Mark.
Wow.
They made it last year, sub 500. Yeah.
Well, that doesn't mean what happened last year. I like it again this year.
Yeah, that's usually how it works. As we get to the second half of play, we'll get to the scoring as well. Here's Rockman. Richner starting the second half. Kicks out to Moon. Elbow. He's got 4. 38-31. Ayers and Stallings round out the 5 to start the second half for the Bobcats. And offensive foul by Obiajulu. No, they get Jay Fromm with an illegal screen at the free throw line. So that's his second, first team foul. 29 seconds gone by in the second half, and 1 foul and 2 points for the Bobcats. Analyzing and breaking the press in the forecourt. Richner, Stallings. Stolen by Udingwu. And that's what Mark was talking about. Peterson from Crenshaw connects on a 3. So 38-34. Mark, that's what you were talking about as Udingwu goes down and there's a push off by Stallings. Underneath, Udingwu got up in front into his body, harassing him like that gnat, and he pushes off with the left.
And that's what you do if Corey's already talked about the size difference. You can make it up in ways that, you bump somebody enough where they start getting irritated with you. And then you get those fouls. Now you've got them thinking about you the entire game.
Saddleback in a man-to-man defense. Peterson, who hit that last 3, the lefty, works on that baseline. Obiajulu gets a step on Ayers in the lane, blocked by Ayers, his second of the game. 5 on the shot.
Somebody was trying to go up and make it look pretty. Defense was there for Saddleback.
Peterson on the inbound. With 4, Obiajulu rises up, smooth player.
He's very fluid, Corey. When he gets into a rhythm, he's extremely fluid as a shooter.
He's got 7. It's 38-36, only a 2-point lead, and there's a foul by Udingwu. Reaching in on the arm, second team foul. Bickle in, Ayers out. Ayers stays in. Rockman out. In the first half, Mark, Santa Ana 8-point lead over Cypress, 33-25. And on the inbound, too easy, 4-point lead. Again, no flow in this ball game. First half was up and down, and here's Fromm gets a step and gets a bucket. Fromm has 13. And third personal, he checks out. And
Yeah.
Logan Barbie in.
Corey, what we're hearing is a lot more whistles to start the second half, and what will happen is you'll lose a rhythm.
And there's a quick timeout taken by OCC, and on an inbounds pass, 2 points on the entry. So 42-38, staying at this 4-point lead for the Bobcats, and it's full timeout taken by the Pirates. They've got 4 remaining. Saddleback has yet to use a timeout in this ball game with 17:40 to play.
So are there any games where the losses could happen tonight, Corey, that would be really affecting who may get in when we look at it? It's like you just told me if Saddleback loses tonight, they'll still make it. Talked about Santa Ana. If they lose, they'll still make it. Cypress will still make it. So is it sort of almost decided already? We think unofficially?
Unofficially, pretty much. Unofficially, yeah. We don't have that conversation. This is all speculation on us, which we like. But again, it's something that we can follow. And LA Harbor over losing to El Camino. El Camino really would need to win that game for their prospects. LA City 31-21 in the first half over Mount Sac.
That's huge.
Nah, not really. Mount Sac's getting in anyway. That's not. Even if they lose, that has no bearing. Santa Barbara over Cuesta first half 32-29.
Oh, I didn't mean that they wouldn't get in. I just think Mount Sac's a better basketball team than that.
Oh yes, that's true. Out of the timeout, Bade had a strong first half. Orange Coast keeping it close, Mark. 42-40. Moon on the right wing. Stallings. No look pass underneath. Bickle can't finish. Gets his own rebound. Fouled by Barbie.
Should have made the first one. Great pass to him. Had an easy opportunity just to get it in. You lose that little bit of concentration, and you're in trouble.
Michael is a communications major who connects on the first free throw, giving him 3 points.
We'll let him know that as a communications major, if you want to do this, first thing you got to do is carry all the bags for the old guy.
.4 points after both free throws are made. Saddleback employs pressure. OCC breaks it easily. From underneath, that's textbook. The assist goes to Kaz Hampton, 44-42. Stallings has the advantage, got to be patient underneath the hairs. Foul and 1. Morgan too small. Malachi 7 points, looking for 8.
You know, they must have headpieces on in their ears and they're listening to SportsNetUSA.net and Corey Neyland, because you heard him say, you've got to be patient. That's exactly what happens on the court. You just sit there and you take your time, you slow everything down, and that gives you the opportunity, even though you don't make it, for a three-point play.
Peterson in the front court, down by 4, Mark, in the first ball game. Saddleback won 77-59, underneath, beautiful cut. But again, the chippy is missed by Fromm. Bickle, Richner been quiet, still quiet, 3 for 7 after he hit his first 2. Ayers in the lane, Richner one more time.
Mark's money.
He's got 13. 48-42, as we were mentioning, 77-59 in the first game. The Bobcats won. It was close at the half, 34-29. There's a kick ball. Sideline out with 20 to shoot. 34-29, Saddleback was ahead in the first matchup, Mark. Second half, Saddleback outscored Orange Coast 43-30. So we'll see if that plays out in the second half in this ball game. Stallings had 16 and Ayers had 15 in that game. Here's Fromm working one more time. Underneath, Maloian misses it. And you got to convert those if you want to stay close. Bickle spins in the lane. Walk, no. Walk, yes.
That looked like he was at a sock hop, and it was his first time he'd ever danced.
I thought it was 1983 and Michael Jackson and Motown doing a moonwalk. 48-42, 15-37. Remains in the second half. Don't forget it's a doubleheader. The women will come up after this. Saddleback trying to cling on to a first place co-lead and co-conference title with Irvine Valley. OCC's trying to spoil that and try to finish in second place. Here's Fromm one more time. Kicks out Maloian. Patient. Sets his feet. Air. Moon working the other way, up by 6. Bickle, Stallings, flashes. Turns and faces. He can hit that. And there's a travel.
And again, like any other sport, mind, body, and ability have to be together. You know, you can't go faster than your brain. We all do it. No criticism to the athlete, because we all do it, and it doesn't matter what the level it happens.
Yeah, because if you've heard the first half of this ball game, especially we all do it. Here's Gonzalez. None of us could speak. Gonzalez working around, down by 6, 14:38 to play. Fromm, who had 19 in the first contest, working and almost has it stolen. Does have it stolen by David Moon.
I was going to say I was the camera guy, but Ed Ford had to come up here and help on that one. So, you know.
14:20 to play. Jonathan Knowles checks in and watched a little bit about USA and Canadian hockey in the Olympics and body checked somebody out of bounds. His first personal.
Ryan Osborne loved the women's game as they beat Canada. Pulled their goalie with 2 minutes left, tied the game, and then win it in overtime.
Barbie working the point and Peterson. Up top body. Working against Jonathan Knowles. Knowles in his defensive crouch. Barbie back, elbow. Splash down. Northwood High alum has his first 2 of the game, and it's 48-44. Cash Morgan. Foul called on him. He's 5'10". Wayne, Michigan, Wayne Memorial High School. He goes up against Malachi Ayers. Ayers is 6'7", Mark. And again, you're trying to front him, but you're holding and had a hand on the shorts as Ayers checks out. Jacob Simon checks in. Corner 3, Dylan Gomez. Richner has the only 3. Actually, Simon has 1. Richner has 3. Simon has 1 3 for the Bobcats in this game. Barbie, who hit the last jumper from 15, gets it for Peterson, who misses the corner tray. Gomez and Bickle playing catch up top. Simon has it stripped, last touch, tipped out by Logan.
I got to say, Cash Morgan's probably got one of the better athletic names on the community college level, now that NIL deals are possible.
On the inbound, Bickle. Cross court, Dylan Gomez. Thought about the 3. Jacob Simon with 10. Kick out, Acharya front rims it, but second chance opportunity for the Bobcats. Cut Simon 2. He's in double figures with 10. 50-44. Gonzalez, who's 0 for 4 from Trey, gives it up to Fromm. Fromm, 13 points, 19 last contest. Straightaway 3, just short. And mark that last play when Bickle waited for Simon. He saw him waiting. Took 3 seconds before that cut happened. Acharya. He's got 6.
Saddleback warming up on this cold night.
9-point lead is their biggest, 53-44. Peterson called for the screen, does nothing with it. Bade deep 3 with the counter. He left it short, and those buckets they were getting in the first half going to the basket have dried up thus far in the first 9 minutes of the second half. Approaching 11 to play. Knowles high screen. Bickle wants it off the foot of Barbie. And last touched by Barbie. 11 seconds on the shot clock. Checking in is Udingwu and Obiajulu. Out goes Gonzalez and Peterson. And Mark with the kick ball, there's a fresh, or not fresh, but a reset to 20 of the shot clock, and Bickle rushed it. Bade working, spinning, dishing, turning over. Gomez on the wing. Double team, Knowles, not looking to shoot. Simon is, though. And the 3 forces the timeout to be taken by the Pirates. They've got 3 remaining with 10:44 to play. It's the Bobcats 56, the Pirates 44. This is Bobcat basketball on SportsNetUSA.net. And don't forget the women coming up.
The highly anticipated women's game when we look at it, Corey, because, you know, we've had Orange Coast, which has been parentally, I can't even get the words out. What word am I looking for? Every year they've been really, really good. There we go. It's like permanent makeup. They're always there.
Was that perennial?
Yeah, hey, that's a good one. I ought to use that word if I could say it. So they've been there, but Corey, you look at them. When you talked about RPIs with Ed Ford, I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and Ed goes, how is the basketball team so high in RPI? Your statement was reputation.
Yeah, reputation helps in these matters. Reputation and being good really helps. And when you start off the season playing 5 top 10 teams and winning a couple, losing a couple, that RPI helps. And when you look at the rest of the season, when you keep playing those top teams, that's why their RPI ranking is so high. And again, Irvine Valley sits at 9-2 in conference. Saddleback 8-3. So Saddleback is hoping for a Fullerton win today, and they win tonight. They get the code. Cypress and Orange Coast 7-4 in conference play. But back to the men. OCC with the ball. Logan Barbie, deep 3, blocked by Acharya. Bickle. Simon with the ball. Hit the last 3. And nifty move in the lane. Started with the left, finishes with the right. And on the game, he's got 13 points.
I like the no-call contact at half court by the referees.
And one more time, as you see, Orange Coast Mark has gone completely cold in the second half. Stallings, triple team, has it taken away. One more time, Barbie with the delayed fast break.
And Corey, you like that. You take it to the basket, then they come over to pick you up. You dish it off to a fellow player. They go over to them, comes back to you for an easy layup. Nice fast break by the Pirates.
Stallings stepping out his range, misses, falls down. Trying to draw the foul, Udingwu. Obiajulu. Kick out to Fromm. Corner, Barbie, open three. Quiet three, loud bucket. And Barbie has 7, forcing Saddleback to call a timeout with 9 minutes and 9 seconds to play in the game. And it's back to a 9-point lead for the Bobcats.
Well, the one thing you don't want to see happen, Corey, is you get that lead and then you give it up, and next thing you know, you lose this game. I know you telling me everybody's going to make the playoffs. Everybody gets a gold star. Everybody gets to go to the prom. But it still is a mindset that you should have won that game. And people remember what they should have done. We talk about what teams should have done all the time. You do.
We do.
Yeah, we both do. We both do. That, hey, they should have won. We talked about last year in the San Francisco game. Fullerton couldn't make a shot to save their soul out Mount Sac. San Francisco ends up winning the state championship. What they should have done, but they didn't. And so you talk about what teams should have done. Saddleback should win this game. If they lose it, it becomes a mindset.
Yeah, the star teams that you look at, and we'll throw it like this, that could not make the playoffs. Saddleback, IVC, Miramar, El Camino, Bakersfield, Antelope Valley, and Canyons. Those are the teams on the proverbial bubble, if you will, trying to make the playoffs. Nathan Broche with 3 seconds. They get it over just in time, wearing number 30, Acharya, Gomez, Knowles, and Simon, who's got the last 5 points for the Bobcats. Broche double dribbled, he travels.
How frustrating is that? You played decently in the first half. I'm not going to say you played great basketball. Sometimes it was good. But you played decent enough to look like you controlled this game. Now, all of a sudden, the cart's getting a little wobbly. The horse is getting tired. And you're still not at the marketplace.
Gonzalez, another three. Finally, he makes a three from deep. He's now 1 for 6. And it's 58-52, that 14-point lead down to 6. Simon put it back up to 9. No. As Richler, Bickle, and Moon will check in. Broche, Acharya, and Gomez checking out. Stallings runs in. Knowles checks out for the Bobcats. Fromm will inbound the ball. He's with Maloyan, Obiajulu, Morgan, and Gonzalez, who hit the last 3. Fromm, aggressive take to the rack. And there's a technical foul on Simon because he kicked the ball. And that is a technical no matter what you do, no matter how hard you kick it. That's a T.
Well, if you're going to kick it, you know.
Well, it really doesn't matter if you kick it or not. You kick it hard, you kick it soft. A kick is a kick, and that's a T.
T sounds good right about now, doesn't it? It's a little cold up here.
A little. I'm about to leave you, go get my jacket.
You know my problem with that? Hey, Ed, could you come back and pick me up? I got all the equipment, no car.
Jay Fromm. He's got 14. That's the technical mark. Now he's got 2 shots coming because of the aggressive attack. with the T theme to the cup. 14 points, 15 points.
Good game tonight for him, Corey. And you can see the reflections of talent here with the Pirates. It just has been a year that everything has not gone the way they would like.
Aliso Miguel High School now has 16 points to lead the way. 16 points leads all scorers, and it's 58-55. Moon keeps the bounce underneath, airs underneath, fouled. Odingwu. Good, smart foul. Good, smart, hard foul. Good, smart, hard, not a flagrant foul. As Malachi from Spartansburg. 5 in the first half, 2 in the second half. Looking for points number 8. He does. Ran track in high school. Bio says he's a business major, Mark.
There we go. You can be that agent for those fellow 3C, 2A gentlemen that move on to the next level.
Obiajulu checks back in along with Gonzalez for Orange Coast. Stuck on 8, but Stallings, offensive rebound and putback. He has not needed to score in this ball game. That's his 8th point. But again, a quiet night for him.
But there are times you do other things. There's times where you get those rebounds. There's times that you make that perfect pass to set up fellow players to have very good nights. And that's what you need as the playoffs go on. It needs to be a team effort.
Lead back up to 7 at 62-55. No flow of the offense, no rhythm here with 13. A lot of one-on-one and misses badly. Rebound chase down, OCC second chance. Fromm has been the guy with 16 tonight. Obiajulu has been quiet, who's the team's leading scorer. Fromm working on the right side. Barbie, who has 1 3 in the second half, leaves it for Body. Tries the second time this possession. Second time's a charm for Jaden. He's got 11. Richner. Again, if they don't stop you, just keep going. And he does for his 15th point. And Mark, we're not even going to call that a matriculation in the lane. That was simply a walk.
Yeah, I mean, fundamental basketball.
Barbie misses. 4th layup they've missed tonight. Moon, pull up, bounce pass, Stallings. You got to go up strong. He does. And he's fouled. Textbook break, 1975. You couldn't have seen it better. As David Moon comes up, jump stops, bounce pass, down low to Stallings, and he converts. We got a timeout taken by the Pirates with 6:34 to play in the ballgame. It is 66-58 with a 30-second timeout on SportsNetUSA.net.
Corey, the Pirates were making a move, and then all of a sudden the Pirates just decided to change things up and go with a full-court press. They tried to do a trap press, and Saddleback easily broke it more than once. They stayed with it, and every time they stayed with it, Saddleback has responded to find an easy basket, not a difficult basket. Sometimes you make those decisions because you think the time is right. And in this case, it worked against Orange Coast, not for Orange Coast.
But they've had to do it. Again, they got down by 14 points, and when they did go to it, they got into this lead a little bit. They've cut and cut and cut, but again, Saddleback has done a good job of reacting after a bit. It was 14, it got back down to 4. Now it's back up to 8. Saddleback trying to get it to 9. Don't forget the doubleheader coming up. Tonight, the women of Saddleback and Orange Coast will play. On SportsNetUSA.net February 25th, there's, if East LA gets that home game, that will be on SportsNetUSA.net, time to be determined. And February 27th, Mark, that's next Friday, 2 p.m., Cypress softball. Should be a good game. It's only against Mount Sac. There's Obiajulu again, turning on the right box and gets fouled by Bickle.
Hey, it should be good. That's the #1 team with RPI, Cypress College.
So Chris looking to get into double figures in the final game of the season. He's stuck on 8. Does he have 9? He does. He checks out. Cass Hampton checks in. Jay Fromm checks out with 6:19 to play. We don't expect those two to be on the bench for much longer with only 6:19 to play and down by 8 points. Ayers and Bickle. Moon. That far side working. Person to person. There's a hook and a hold and a turnover. Excellent defense by Zach Maloyan.
Yeah, constant pressure, and what happens is you look up to see where you're going to go, not knowing where you're going to go. It's like missing that off-ramp on a freeway. Can't back it up, can't do it over again, and hopefully you just don't crash into somebody. That play, it was just a miss of the off-ramp.
Body working down. He's got that spin move. That's his move, but he doesn't convert. Stallings with his 5th rebound. 5:38 left. Bobcat Gym, the smell of buttered popcorn in the air. 67-59 as the Bobcats with the lead. Stallings rolls down low. Bickle with the movement. And rims home.
Boy, I wasn't sure what he was actually doing with the basketball when he went up. It didn't look like a layup. And I thought, oops, did he misthink something?
Quick shot by Fromm. Moon the other way, no numbers. Bickle hit that last layup. Got to take that shot or drive the lane. He leaves it for Stallings. Thought Charlie was going to throw one down, but is now 70 to 59, excuse me. And another timeout taken. And again, Mark, just a quick little 6-0 run has given them a 12-point lead. I've got 70 to 58. Officials got 71 to 59.
Same separation.
Yeah, but I guess I have to go with the scoreboard.
Oh, okay. I sort of like us being different here on SportsNetUSA.net.
Others will call us wrong.
That's true.
4:50 left to go. The women coming up right after this one on sophomore night.
And they need to realize we're never wrong. We might not always be right, but we're
never
never wrong.
4:50 to go. 1 timeout remaining for the Pirates. Saddleback has used 1 timeout in the whole game. 19 fouls for OCC, 4 for Saddleback. Body, long. Ayers and Moon. Moon out of Laguna Hills High School. Hits the back door by Richner. Pirouettes and blocked by Obiajulu. Again, Richner was nice with it, but again, not strong with the ball. And timeout, full timeout taken by Saddleback with 4:16 to play and a 12-point lead.
Albert Robles came up to visit us. Albert just got done with flag football the championship game here on SportsNetUSA.net. Albert was probably looking to see if we had a heater up here since you were outside in the cold air. Albert just looked at me and said he sort of froze parts of his body. As long as it's not anything that's we're worried about you losing if you froze a part of your body. Oh, okay. All right. Who did win the championship? Saddleback wins flag football championship here on SportsNetUSA.net.
Trying to go 3-2-0 tonight, then 3-0 after the women play. And it's going to be an outstanding game tonight. I really mean these are two of the better teams in the 3C2A that are coming up at 7 o'clock, roughly 7 o'clock to play. And these are two teams legitimately, Mark, to get into the Final Four. You might see 100 three-point shots taken in tonight's ball game. So here we are with 4:16 left.
Okay.
Dingwu working with Obiajulu. Triple team and kicks out. Dingwu from 15, shot at 14. Not the shot OCC wanted out of that timeout. Bickle with a no-look pass. Oh,
that was pretty. That was pretty.
That was nice. Looking like Jason Williams on a drive and dish. Morgan with the floater. Two pretty plays back-to-back, 73-61. Almost stolen. It is stolen. Obiajulu the other way. Awkward off the left, shot it with the right, and it's a 10-point lead. Bobcats with the ball and the lead in the corner. Down low, Stallings one more time. Clean up. Yes, sir.
And Corey, that little hesitation almost cost him. He catches the ball, you would say, finish the play. He decided, I'm going to take a little time, maybe get a foul on it. It almost cost them points on the floor.
75-63, 12-point lead again. Bickle's got some flash to him. You like the way he plays with the hair. I thought it was like Cade Cunningham coming down and making the dish. 3:01 left. And over and back violation. And again, if Bade doesn't touch it and it goes into the backcourt, he has a chance to retrieve it. But since his left hand touched it and it went in the backcourt, that is a violation. And this game, if Saddleback scores the next couple buckets, is ending like the first game. 77-59 was the first game. Stallings underneath, too easy. That looked like a CRTV 145 test. 77-63, and the Pirates used their final timeout with 2:51 to play in the ball game. It is 77-63. Bobcats lead, looking to improve to 14-14 on the season and hopefully get into the playoffs on SportsNetUSA.net.
Yeah, and Albert Robles, who was just up here, was hoping that East LA will have that home game so that he can call it here on SportsNetUSA.net next week. Make sure you check the homepage for SportsNetUSA.net, see what's coming up. I know we're going to have a little more flag football because Ed said we're going to be doing a little flag football over at Cypress College and more softball. Saddleback softball here on SportsNetUSA.net. Cypress softball on SportsNetUSA.net. So check those home pages, and it's been fun being out here tonight.
Didn't bring it up, Mark. Did you know that Steve Timmons played basketball at OCC?
I did not.
Yeah.
When?
That was 81.
Really?
Yeah. Prominent player on one of the good teams at OCC. So one of those precursors to a Chase Budinger. Outstanding volleyball player. Morgan Fakes everybody out and hits the three. So you've got 2:44 to play and you're down 11. OCC trying to come back and trying to go a little helter-skelter here and getting everything frantic. Richner gets the ball back, looking for his 4th-3. High arc, no good. So he started off hot, but Richner's cooled down, but he still has 15 points. Richner, Stallings in double figures along with Simon. Fromm, he's got 16 points. Make it 18? No, but he's fouled, so he's got a chance to get 17 and 18 points in this ballgame.
And you feel an urgency from Orange Coast, and no, they're not going to be in the playoffs. But you'd like to say to somebody you know very well from Saddleback, you're not going either, because we just beat you tonight. Now, Corey will tell you that's not true, but who knows what will happen. We've seen too many times, Corey, we thought a team was going to the playoffs, and the door was shut on them.
77-66. (77-67). And Mark, on the floor tonight in the second game, you're going to see at least 5 all-conference players on the floor. And Richner's got to shoot that in the lane. That's one you have to finish or bring it out, Mark. It's 2:06 to play. You have to be confident and decisive on how you want to finish out the last 120 seconds.
So in all those OEC players, is it sort of balanced between both teams that we're going to see next?
Yeah, and there's a steal by Morgan. Again, sloppy play by Saddleback. Bickle once more leaves it, waits, and patient. Stallings. 79-67. 6, yeah, maybe 6 or 7. You could see that between first and second teamers on the next ball game. 79-67. And Mark, this one's over. Saddleback is going to get their 14th win of the season. OCC, as they have done all season long, they've played hard, but they just haven't been able to get those victories. They're going to finish with only 1 on the season, but again, always played hard. Here's Moon with the reverse, not the reverse, but the left, and it's 83-69. Just don't foul. Morgan, 3, no. Rebound, last touch on Orange. Maloian back in. Moon, quick shot, no good. 40 seconds. And a turnover. So Mark, 35.4 remains. What you don't want to do is foul. Down by 14, and what you want to do is hold the ball.
You mean what you just said? Hold the ball. As the women are coming up next, and again, Corey, the women's game could really be a preview of the playoffs this season.
It is, Mark. Yeah, these are 2 top teams. Like we said, they could make the Final Four. The last 4 standing, whatever you want to say about it, they could make it. And like I said, there could be 100 threes taken in this game.
Well, you didn't tell me that earlier.
You were talking to Albert.
Oh, okay. All right.
I mean, Saddleback, first miss, second made. Saddleback, Mark, has already set the record for most 3 attempts in a season from misses. and most 3 attempts made in a season this year. By a lot. And your final score is going to be 84-71 in favor of your Bobcats. And they move to 14-14 on the season. But don't go anywhere. We will be right back with the women for more Saddleback Bobcat basketball on SportsNetUSA.net.